For everyone who's been here before and joined us for previous Dine Around Downtown Cooking at Home editions, welcome back. And for those of you who are just new to the program, welcome. My name is Ron Dijon, and I am the event manager for the Alliance for Downtown New York. Now, for those of you who don't know the Alliance for Downtown New York, we are a business improvement district for Lower Manhattan. And what we have done for 25 years, a little over 25 years, is helping to make Lower Manhattan a better living, working, more vibrant place to hang out. And we do that by providing support to businesses, local businesses. In this case, we're supporting local restaurants. So this series is part of our effort to support those local restaurants that have been affected by COVID-19. And you can show your support for tonight's restaurant by donating to their GoFundMe. They have an employee GoFundMe that I just shared in the chat, so you can go ahead and donate there. Couple of things to mention while we're talking, and I need to make sure that this is going. We want to let you guys know that this is being recorded. So everyone who signed up that couldn't attend today can also get it tomorrow. We will send that out in an email. Regarding questions and answers, if you guys have any questions during the demo, you can feel free to put it in the Q&A box. The Q&A box is at the bottom of your screen if you're using a laptop or a desktop. If you're using an iPad or a what do you call those things? Your phone. You can just tap the screen and it should appear. There should be a box on the top right sometimes it's at the bottom, but it just says Q&A. Go ahead and type your questions there and we will be sure to get to them. Rocco will answer them or our guest chef will answer them this evening. Anything we don't get to tonight, we'll be sure to send the answers to tomorrow in that email. Great, and the chat box is something we'll be reserving for us to share helpful links with you guys to the restaurant, to their GoFundMe page like I've been doing, but also to our Post Your Plate contest like I will share right now. And the Post Your Plate contest is if you guys are wanting to try following along tonight and cook along with us, or over the weekend, we have a contest where if you post a picture of your plate on Instagram and tag @DowntownNYC and hashtag Dine Around at Home, you get a chance to win a virtual cooking session with our guest chef this evening. So go ahead and be sure to share those photos. We'd love to see them. Okay, I think that's everything on my end. So let's get this party started and start cooking. It is my pleasure to introduce your host this evening, award-winning chef, author, and all-around great guy, Rocco DiSpirito.
Hey everybody, what's going on? Ron, you just say that because you know I'm on the other end of the camera. And that funny thing called, what's it called? The phone. The phone, that's right. It's funny because we spent 45 minutes talking about phones prior to going live, which is probably why we all forgot what they are. Thank you so much, Ron. Thank you, Downtown Alliance. Really appreciate you asking me to host this series. We're now in our 6th episode, which is wonderful. I don't think we knew back in June or July or May when this started how far it would go and how well received it would be. And so far, people are loving it. The Downtown Alliance is a public-private partnership formed to create a business improvement district, as Ron mentioned, and they do a lot of really good work to help restaurants and small businesses in downtown New York City, south of Chambers Street. I'm reminded of daily. Anything south of Chambers Street, they're advocating for providing information. One example is something we were just talking about, the new policies regarding outdoor dining for restaurants, and it's very confusing. And so what the Downtown Alliance did was get all that information, dissect it, and then put it all back together in a form that makes it easy for us restaurateurs to understand. And then they distributed it to all the members of the Downtown Alliance. This is their Dine at Home, Downtown Alliance Dine Around at Home edition. Normally this would be a live gala where thousands of us would walk around, say hello to each other, drink and eat and taste the food of all the chefs of downtown New York City. But we're doing it at home this year. Hopefully we'll be back live next year. And we've been featuring the wonderful restaurants of downtown New York City. some small, some large, some old, some new. This is probably the smallest and the newest. Today we're featuring Casa Taqueria, which is in Fidei on Gold and Fulton Street, and their wonderful chef Liz Saldana. Liz, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. How are you, Rocco?
Hi. I'm good. I love the way you say my name. You pronounce it properly. Roscoe, that's exactly how it's said. That's how my mom would say it. Thank you, Liz. It's nice to meet you. Thank you so much for letting us literally come into your home today. I understand you're going to make the taco that defines a great taqueria, tacos al pastor. Tell me about those, and tell me about your experience enjoying them in Mexico, where you're originally from.
Okay, in Mexico, they're called al pastor, but these taquerias, when they have al pastor, if they don't have a good al pastor meat, nobody recommends it. Like, nobody. If they don't have
They're
like
dead.
a red
They go away, right?
dead.
Yeah.
Like, if it doesn't taste like a little bit spicy, or the juice is not enough, or something is not like really worth it, they say, you know what, I told you not to come here because their meat is not good. And it could be just al pastor. Everything could be fine, but if it's just al pastor, they don't go over there.
So they could literally make 100 different kinds of tacos. They could all be amazing, and if the al pastor doesn't cut it, they're dead in the water. Is that what you're saying?
They're dead on the water. They don't want it.
Cool. So is al pastor one of the first recipes you perfected at Casa Taqueria?
Yes, they did. This is the first one. Like, they tried to make some spices and also some chilies. When they found the perfect match, they say, okay, this is gonna be our pastor sauce. And right now we have it right here.
Amazing. And if you want to try this, Casa Taqueria is open for takeout, pickup, delivery, right? You guys are on most of the delivery platforms, I believe. Can you
Yes.
just clarify? Is it Seamless and DoorDash
And Uber, Grubhub, they also need.
Got it. Uber, Grubhub, got it. So you guys know where to find it if you want to try. I mean, I encourage you to order as soon as we're done, because right now we're Zooming. She can't cook. So wait till we're done and then place your order for some al pastor. I think I'm going to do the same. Al pastor are my favorite. I was first introduced to them in Mexico City about 15 years ago. It was a mind-blowing, completely illuminating experience. I couldn't believe how powerful and wonderful the flavors were. It is literally unlike anything else. And Mexican food is still a mystery to most Americans. I don't think we truly understand the depth of Mexican food, how far back it goes, and how many influences there are. Chef Liz, you were telling me in our earlier conversations that al pastor comes from the Middle Eastern shawarma. Tell us more about that.
Okay, on the early 19,000s, the Lebanese immigrants came to Mexico. They came with the shawarma that is made with the lamb with some flour tortilla on their pita bread. For us, that is called tacos árabes for us. But then there was a person from this city that it calls Puebla, and they said, okay, we're gonna make this, but we're gonna put some spices and we're gonna put some chilies and we're gonna make our own. So they tried with a lot of kind of meats, but the one that it was the favorite was with the pork. When they mixed the pork with all the spices and the chilies, it was a delicious creation. It was the best of the best.
And traditionally, this is made just like shawarma in a vertical rotisserie. Is that right? Typically, the meat is marinated and then piled on a stick, and then it's rotated in front of a live fire. And there's usually a pineapple on top, right? And there's a tiny slice of pineapple.
Some of the restaurants, they have a pineapple, and they also have the onion, but some of them don't have it. Like, they put it just fresh as we do it.
And that's not just for show. Isn't that part of the experience, to get a little slice of pineapple onion with the meat?
Yes, that's the way you could taste best the flavor.
All right, I'll let you get to it so we can see the process. How do we start?
Sure, we can start right here with the chiles. I have right here this chile that his name is Guajillo.
Okay.
Also,
and Guajillo is, let's clarify, Guajillo is a dried chili.
It's a dried chili. It's a little bit spicy and sweet also.
Okay. Is it smoked?
Sometimes it depends, because sometimes it's a really smooth, sometimes it doesn't.
Okay.
Right here, this is the puya. Like by itself right here is a dry puya chili. By itself is not spicy. But when you make it on the blended, it gets a little bit more spicier. Why is it could be the reason? We don't know.
Okay.
And the one that is the spiciest, it could be the chili de arbol. This one right here is a little.
Arbol. Okay, let's just
Also
take a minute to
dry.
look at this and appreciate this. Arbol, right? Arbol.
Yes.
Now, this is a chili that a lot of chefs are fascinated with these days. Not only is it spicy, but it's got this sort of 360-degree spectrum of flavor from, you know, the highs and lows of all the chili flavors that you can expect. It's got a lot going on for it.
It's pretty spicy if you try it just by itself. Like you don't want to try it by itself.
So it's important that you mix the chilies. Is this your personal mix? Would this be the mix that your mom would make?
Like usually my grandmother.
Okay. And what is her mix of chilies?
Her mix of chilies, it could be some guajillo, chile de arbol. We call it puya, and there is another one that we call it chile ancho.
Ah, ancho. Yes, we hear about ancho a lot in the United States. Now, where can we find these if we want to buy them?
Okay, some of the supermarkets, they have it. There is a small section for spices. They have a dried chiles. Or also you can go to a Mexican store right here on East Harlem and Queens, or also in the Bronx, they have it.
Okay. And could you just show us the chilies one more time? There's some questions again. Let's just go through it one more time so everyone can see. Okay, so just hold it up to the camera. Guajillo. Okay. So that's a big pepper. That's because that's after it's sun dried, it's about 20% of its original size. So that must have started out really big.
Yes.
Got it. And that's just a piece of it, right? That's broken, right?
This is the one that is almost
okay,
complete.
Got it. Yeah. Good. Okay.
And this is the puya, but this is just the half of it. This is a little bit more bigger.
Okay.
And chile de arbol is always like this size. I don't think you can find a little bit longer.
Got it. Yeah. Now I've seen chili de arbol that size. I've seen them a little bit smaller. I've seen them round. Some look like bird's beak. So they're definitely a variance in the chili de arbol.
Yes.
Cool. Now, what do you do with them?
Okay, for the guajillo and the puya, you need to take the seeds away. Like you can, like if you leave the seeds, it's gonna taste a little sour.
Okay.
And we don't want that to happen. So I take the seeds away, and then with the 3 chiles,
Do you soak them in water? Or do you use them dry, powder them?
I simmer them in some hot water right here.
Okay, got it.
Because I need to soften them.
Right, you want to soften them and rehydrate them?
And then when they have been soft.
That's just simmering water, right? Nothing special there. Got
no, nothing
special. You could probably also leave it in water overnight if you wanted to, or use a microwave if you want to do it a little faster.
You can also boil the water if you wanted to make it a little faster.
Got it.
Right here, this is the way they look.
Oh, wow. Bring that close to the camera so we can see that. Incredible. Look at how large it is now. It's increased its size by easily 50%. Beautiful. Wow. Okay. And if you could just pinch it and maybe pull a piece of it away so we can see how soft it is.
Sure.
Yeah. Thank you, Liz. So it's almost like a tender cooked pepper at this point. I got it. Okay. And would you say that you should never use it dry and maybe like powder it from dry? Would that be a mistake?
Like the difference between the powder and the dry ones is the flavor. Sometimes you are also it's not easy to find the guajillo on a powder. It's even better to find just puya and chile de arbol. But to find guajillo, I don't think you can find it in an easy way.
And if you were lazy like me, Chef Liz, and you just wanted to buy a mix that was already powdered and already rehydrated, and is there one you can recommend?
They have a mix. They have a seasonal mix that is for tacos.
Okay.
but it's not going to
So
taste
it wouldn't be good to marinate meat for al pastor.
No.
So if you're
Because
lazy like me, you're in trouble. You just have to do the work.
yes, a little bit. Yes.
Okay. All
You
right.
need to put something spicy. You like
All
the
right.
spicy thing.
Do the work. Do the work. Got it. I understand.
Okay, for all these that are already hydrated, you need to put on the blender the chiles. It could be a quarter of white vinegar. I don't know if you can see it. Also, you're gonna take onion. It's gonna be a small onion and 3 garlic.
So
Salt
chilies, onion, garlic in a blender with water, with olive oil, or
with water, just water.
water? Okay.
With some ground pepper and salt. This could be as you like it.
Okay.
Okay, so the sauce is gonna be like this.
Let's see. Okay, so that's like a deep, rich red pepper sauce. That is,
Yes.
looks like it's very intense in flavor.
It's pretty good. Like
I'm sure it's
usually
amazing. I'm sure it's amazing. Chef, would
Sometimes
you,
it gets
from
some spicy.
1 to 10, 10 being the most spicy you've ever had in your life, and 1 being like baby food, where would you say this falls in the spectrum?
This one right here is 7.
7. Okay. All right. Wow. And does it get more mild as it sits overnight, or does it get more intense?
Sometimes it gets more mild. But
Okay.
if
All right.
there is a trick on it, I'm gonna show you right now.
Okay. Good. I'm watching.
Okay, right now we have the meat. Sometimes you can cut it like this on a slice. This is better for a plate on the slice. And right here at the taqueria that we don't have enough time to make it on, like to core it when it's cooked, we make it a little chop right here.
Okay.
We chop them. And then,
So this is pork butt, right? This is pork shoulder?
yes, this is going to be
Okay.
pork shoulder.
And you probably could
you don't
use
need
any
to
cut of
clean
pork
it.
for this, right?
Yes, you don't need to clean it. You can leave the grease because this is the one that is going to be giving the juices on the meat.
Oh, yeah. You don't want to take away the fat. That's the
No,
reason
you
we
don't
like
need to.
pork.
Yes. We're gonna put it right here on a tray. Usually it's gonna be on 3 or 4 pounds. I'm just gonna take a little bit right here. And what we're gonna do is to add the pineapple juice. The pineapple juice is gonna be 2/4.
About 2 quarts?
Yes, it's gonna be like
Okay.
2 quarts.
And is that fresh
We're
pineapple juice? Is that canned pineapple juice?
No, we find it on a canned pineapple juice.
Okay. And we're using pineapple juice because that's traditional and because it probably helps tenderize the meat. Is that right?
Yes, and it also give it it's a little bit juicy.
And it gives
For
it a
this-
little bit of juice?
Yes. Also, we have right here oregano. We're gonna use a spoon and a half, a tablespoon.
Oregano. Okay.
So we're gonna put it right here. Also, we use 1 comment. It's also a spoon and a half.
Of cumin, right?
Yes,
Cumino, right?
yes, cumin.
Would you say that cumin is a traditional Mexican spice, or is that also imported from the Middle East?
If I'm not wrong, it's imported from the Middle East.
Okay, got it. And what about oregano?
The oregano just is Mexican.
Yeah, okay, got it.
Okay, right here we're gonna have the sauce, and we're gonna do some of them. It's really important to save a little bit because when we cook it, we're gonna add a little bit more. And I'm
Okay,
gonna
so you're
show you
saving
why.
some of the marinade. Got it.
Yes, so we're gonna put some of it, and we're gonna save.
Got it.
Now we need to add some salt. And
Chef, there's a question about how many puya peppers did you use? Do you
right
remember
now
how many
I
you put in there?
use 5 or 6.
5 or 6. Got it. Okay. There
For
you
the
go, anonymous
guajillo,
attendee.
I place 10.
10 guajillo. Okay, got it.
Yes. And the chile de árbol, you could use 1 or 2. Like if you want it really spicy, you can use more, or you want it mild, you can use like 4 or 5.
Got it.
Okay, I'm just gonna mix them. When you do the whole process, like we need to also remember that we need to leave it 16 to 24 hours marinating.
Okay, wow. 16 to 24 hours. That's where the magic happens. And if you can't marinate it that long, what would you say is a sort of drop dead minimum? An hour, 2 hours?
Like the minimum you could drop like 3 hours, it could be fine.
3 hours, got it, okay. So that would be where the pineapple juice enzymes tenderize the meat, all the spices mix. They become that one new beautiful flavor that we know as al pastor, right?
Yes. So we leave this behind for 16, 24 hours. And
got it.
We have this meat in here.
So that's the marinated?
Yes.
That's 16 to 24 hours later?
Yes, this is 16
okay.
for 24 hours later.
Okay.
This meat, we're gonna put it on a different tray, and it's going to be on the oven. Well, for the 3-4 pounds, it's gonna be 5 to 6 hours at 350 degrees.
Okay, so you're gonna bake it on a sheet pan in the oven for 3 or 4 hours.
Like 5, it will be the longest.
Okay, in that small chopped format?
Yeah, yes, like you can do it. It could be right here. You can make it on a slice. It's gonna be 350, and after 5 hours cooking, always you need to check, because sometimes it's gonna take a little bit longer, because sometimes it takes more time. And this is the way it looks when it's cooked.
Look at that. Okay, so you got some crunchy bits, you've got fully cooked, you've got the fat. I noticed that you didn't drain away any of the fat. You're saving all that liquid. Looks like pieces of meat with fat and meat, and some just fat. And I'm sure it all tastes amazing.
A little bit fat.
For me, the more fat, the better. I don't know about you, but fat and spice for me are what tacos are all about. It's an opportunity to eat spice and fatty foods.
Sure, because it could be like a little, like for me, it's because it gets juicy. It's really good. I like the meat to be juicy, to have a little like beef flavor. Like I really like that way. So this is the trick on al pastor for us. When you have already cooked, and remember that you save some of the sauce on the side. What we're gonna do, we're gonna throw some of it on the cooked meat.
Okay.
And we're gonna mix it.
So you can treat that marinade as a salsa in and of itself. It's a type of salsa.
Yes, by itself it's also salsa.
Mm-hmm.
Right here, we're gonna use a grill. If you don't have a grill at home, I think no. We're gonna use a fry pan. We're gonna put some oil right here on the grill.
Okay.
I'm gonna add some oil. And I'm going to place some of our pasta.
So this is when you pick it up, this is how you reheat it, by griddling it until it's very, very hot, I imagine, and then it also develops an exterior crust, like a secondary crust on the griddle.
Yes.
There's a lot in there. Is that a typical portion?
Yeah, that's going to be like for tacos.
Oh, that's a Rocco portion. Okay, I understand. Look for my order later. I'm gonna put Rocco portion in the notes.
Sure, no problem. We can make it.
Cool. So just to go over again, Chef Liz, how long you cooked it at what temperature? After you marinate the pork for 16 hours or so, a minimum of 3, you baked it in the oven for how long again, and what temperature?
We put it, it depends. Sometimes it could take 5 to 6 hours, and the temperature is 350 degrees.
Okay, got it. Basically until it's tender and sort of falling apart in your mouth. Is that the idea?
Yes, that's the
okay.
idea. Also, if you think that it doesn't have a plenty salt, you can add a little bit more, or ground pepper, you can add it. This is the way you like it. This is how you prefer it.
Got it. Okay. And now it's on the griddle in a little bit of oil. Does it matter what oil you use, or is any vegetable oil okay?
Right here we use soy oil.
Soy
But
oil.
also,
Soy
you
oil.
can
Okay.
make it to olive oil. It's fine. Like you
Okay.
have it fried, there is no problem. Okay, I have it right here for a few. And I don't know if you could see the way it looks right now already cut.
Oh my God! Yes, I can see it. Of course, I can see it. It's beautiful. I can see the slightly slight red tint of all the spices and the oil and the fat. It looks super juicy. I can see that exterior crust. I can see all the magic that you did there.
So right now, this is the way we show our al pastor.
Okay. And
And
again,
we're
this
going
is a
to
portion
continue
for
with
4.
lunch. Yes.
Got it. I think there's a lot of confusion about what a taco filling is. For a lot of people, it's 10 to 15 ingredients. It looks like so far this is just meat and tortillas. But of course we haven't finished the taco. I'm curious to see what else you put in it.
Sure. Now for our tacos, we put some onions, cilantro, and because it is al pastor, we add some pineapple also.
Okay, and are we using flour tortillas?
No, we use corn tortillas. The
Corn tortillas, okay.
corn tortillas, you can find them in any restaurant, like in any supermarket.
Uh-huh.
The one that is very popular is going to be Guerrero.
Okay.
But the ones that we use right here is Mexicanita tortillas.
Okay.
So what we
This
do is
this is the brand that you guys like?
yes, this is the brand that we
Okay.
use and we
Got
like
it.
them. So I'm going to warm some of these tortillas. I put 2 for every taco.
So you guys do believe in the doubling up of the tortilla for the taco. I thought that was an American affectation. Is that something that they do in Mexico as well?
No, we like obviously we do it because it's a small tortilla. Some of the tortillas are a little bigger, but if
Yeah.
you can see, we add a lot of meat. So we try like if they like for one to if it breaks, it doesn't fall. They can taste the whole flavor in one taco.
Yes, for sloppy eaters like me and lazy people like me, the double tortilla always comes in handy. But
Yes.
it's definitely, you got to make sure there's plenty of meat in there. So I'm looking forward to seeing my future tortilla.
Sure.
I'm going to be ordering these at 6 o'clock. Look for my order.
Sure, that is no problem. If you would like to, I can make it. I'll be here.
Awesome. So in my notes, it will say Rocco portion, Chef Liz, please make.
Sure. Okay, right now I have
Chef,
already.
good,
Yes?
go ahead, let's see. Someone's asking about a vegetarian version of this and asking if we were going to use cauliflower and or zucchini. What would you say the process should look like? Obviously, it doesn't need the same marination time because cauliflower and zucchini are much more tender. Would you say a short marinade first or cook first and then add the sauce? What do you think, Chef?
Like I could think you can cook first and then marinate it because if you're gonna use zucchini, it's the one that is like really easy to cook. But if you're gonna use cauliflower, it takes a little bit longer.
So for zucchini, you're saying cook and then marinate, and for cauliflower, marinate, then cook?
Now for both of them, could be cook first and then marinate them.
Cook, then marinate. Got it. Okay. All right. ALS. I hope that answers your question. If you have another question, please let me know.
Or also, there could be also a question if there is just gonna be pork, you can also use chicken. If you don't like pork, you can also use chicken for it.
I imagine this would taste good with chicken, beef, shrimp, every protein. That salsa seems like it's not an all-purpose salsa, but definitely a salsa that would taste good with almost anything.
Sure. Right here,
Cool.
I'm going to...
Tofu even, tempeh if you want, seitan. I would try all those things if you're vegetarian.
Right here, we're gonna place the 2 tortillas. And I'm gonna add
Aaliyah, if you could move the camera to where Liz is assembling, that would be great. Thank you so much. Aaliyah is a little camera shy, but she's definitely there and might be there if you go in. All right, so beautiful. Okay, so that's each one is 2 corn tortillas that you heated up on the griddle, right?
Yes.
Did you heat it up dry or did you add some oil?
You can do it both. If you would like to just dry, you can put it dry. Or if you would like it oily, you can add some oil.
How do you do it? How do you do it, chef? Take a position.
Sure.
Stand up for what you believe in.
Like what I do right here is that I put right here the tortilla. It could be 2 ways.
Okay.
And you order like this. Or the second way.
A little drizzle. You did a little drizzle on top. Got it.
You can drizzle a little bit on the grill and then add the tortilla. That it could be the second way.
So you're super flexy on it. Okay. I figured you had a way and it was your religion and it was that way or the highway.
And it could be either way. Like you could see the difference. This one is a little bit oily.
Yeah.
And the other one is a little bit more dry.
Which one is going to be the easier to eat?
Both of them. They're amazing.
Both of them. Okay. Got it. All right. Cool. There's a question about if you're offering takeout right now, chef.
We're going to do it at 5 o'clock. After
5 o'clock.
Like we are completely ready to start taking orders.
Fantastic. And do you have outdoor dining right now?
Outdoor, no. We just have it like limited seats right here on the inside of the restaurant.
Oh, you have indoor. So there is indoor dining right now. That's great.
Yes.
Great news. Fantastic. Okay. So as you guys may or may not know, New York City is allowed to open indoors up to 25% of its original capacity. I know it's a small taqueria, so probably a couple of tables are available for you to dine in with. And if you have to take it out, I guess you could always walk out the door and eat them right on the street.
Okay, right here I'm going to add some wines on the side.
Okay.
And on the top, we put some cilantro and onions in there.
Is that green onion or regular onion?
White onions.
White onions? Okay.
Yes. Or also if you like yellow onions, yeah, that's fine. That is no problem.
All right, so 2 soft corn tortillas, a load of meat, a little bit of yellow or white onion, cilantro, lime, and what's coming next?
Our pineapple.
Diced pineapple. Nice.
Fresh. And we
huge spoonful of fresh pineapple. Look at that takeout container. Does that takeout container have little D-shaped taco holders in it?
Yes.
That is really cool. I've never seen that before.
Or also, if you would like to order, we offer taco boxes. There count 15 on them.
Taco boxes. Very cool.
Yes.
What's the safest, Chef Karina is asking, safest place to marinate pork for 16 hours? Obviously in the refrigerator. Any other tips for Karina?
No, they could be refrigerated because they can be contaminated if you leave it on the outside.
Yeah. So Karina, definitely in the refrigerator, covered, a few times so nothing falls in it or the juices don't fall on anything. Probably in a bowl or Tupperware, something like that. I hope that answers your question, Karina.
Sure. Right now, would you like me to make you a burrito or a plate?
I'd love to see the burrito first. So now we spoke about this earlier. The burrito is definitely an American invention. It's not traditional to Mexico. Do you still stand by that, Chef Liz?
I still stand by that.
Say that again?
I still stand by that. I think it's more American than Mexican.
Okay, cool. So we're gonna watch you make a burrito now, which is one version of the al pastor that you sell at the taqueria. And then there's also a plate. So you can buy it as tacos, you can buy it as a burrito and a plate, a platter.
Okay, right here we use a 12 1-inch tortilla. It's a flour tortilla.
Okay.
And we want to put it on the grill to soften a little bit.
I think what's really important here is that you're not really cooking the tortilla. You're just warming it on the grill. You're not using the grill to make it crispy. If you make it crispy, you've lost the ability to fold it, and all its flexibility is gone. Then you can't make a taco or anything out of it, right? You want to just warm it through.
Yes, I just need to warm it through because, as you said, if it gets too crispy, I'm not going to be able to handle it.
Copy that. All right, Elia, let's see how she folds
right
the
here,
burrito.
I have the tortilla on a tray.
Okay.
And what we're gonna do, we're gonna put a bed of Mexican cheese. The Mexican cheese, if you don't find it on the supermarket, you can mix mozzarella and cheddar.
Okay. What's the Mexican cheese called?
That's the name that you can find it on the supermarket as a Mexican cheese.
Okay, got it.
So right here, we put, yes?
Ron is just posting some places, some links to places that sell these ingredients, and it's in the chat box if you guys are interested. It's not cotija, right? It's a melty cheese,
No,
right?
It's a melty cheese. We're gonna put a
cotija is
bed
a
on
different
it.
cheese.
And then we're gonna add some rice right here.
If you could just put the camera, focus the camera on that so we could see it. Yeah, great, thanks.
So I'm going to
That's
add,
rice?
Yes, this is some Mexican rice. This is the yellow rice.
Copy that. And is it yellow from achiote or something else?
We'll use it right here, achiote.
Cool.
And we have also our black beans. If you don't want to do the dry ones and make it since the beginning, you can use one of the cans. There is no problem with it.
If you could just steady that camera for a second, Ilya, so we can see, I'd appreciate it. Thank you so much. Okay, so there's a bed of cheese, rice, beans. What comes next?
Right here, I'm going to put the meat.
Ah, the double cooked meat. That looks amazing. That looks like a absolutely filling meal all by itself.
And right here we come this side. Right here we made every day our fresh guacamole. So we're gonna put like 2 spoons that cover the whole burrito, or 2.5. Like if you don't want it to make this one since the beginning with the avocado, onions, or cilantro, you can also buy it on the supermarket.
Are you talking about buying guacamole?
Yes, if you don't want to make
wow,
it, you
you're
can
very,
buy
very forgiving.
it.
Person
And
from Mexico advocating for store-bought guacamole. I love it.
And
Guacamole is very easy to make. Maybe you should tell people how to make it quickly. I think it's much easier than people think.
It could be avocado, cilantro, some onions, a little bit of tomatoes, and cilantro. And if you would like it spicy, it could be also some jalapenos.
Okay, and lime juice, of course, right?
Sure. And also we have right here some Pico De Gallo. We also
Pico as well.
Right here.
And does your pico contain serrano or any other chilies?
Just we just use jalapenos in here.
Jalapeno, got it. Okay. So your pico is tomato, onion, jalapeno. Anything else?
Cilantro and some lime juice. And
lime
salt.
juice, got it. Cilantro, salt, got it. And these are
at
things
the
that need to
end-
be made fresh
Yes,
and used that
everything
day,
is
right?
fresh.
Right, chef?
Everything is fresh, made it every day.
What else is
And-
going on there?
At the end, we're gonna add some cream.
Some crema?
Yes, some sour cream.
Wow. This is the kitchen sink burrito. I'm going to order 2 of those later.
So this is the way
Look
that they
at that,
cook
my
it.
goodness. That is incredible. That's like 2 pounds of food in there. How much does that sell for?
It's gonna be sold by $10.
No way. That's nothing. You should double that. You should make it 20 bucks. Raise the
So we're
prices to
gonna,
20 bucks.
sure, we're gonna fold it. Like I'm already folding it
Okay.
right here. And this could be our burrito.
Wow. Very nice. That is incredible.
Like if you would like to, I'm gonna put right there on the grill to grill a little
Okay.
bit and make it crunchy.
Okay. So once again, it goes on the griddle.
Yes. I really like them crunchy. I don't know why, but the flour tortilla, when it's crunchy, it tastes better for me.
Well, sure, it's going to have a contrast because the inside is all soft and squishy from all the cheese and all the different things inside. So having a nice exterior shell to break through as you're eating it is very pleasant. And do you serve it with salsas?
Yes, we do serve them with salsas. Right here we have the salsas.
Show us. So you have salsa
This,
verde made from tomatillo.
and this is salsa roja made it with tomato.
Okay.
And this, we call this one salsa cruda. It's made with
Cruda.
avocado,
So
tomatillo, and jalapeno.
wow. Which is your favorite?
This one is spicy.
Okay. And is that red all from tomatoes or also from some chilies?
It could be also because we use some of the arbol chili.
Copy that. Let's see. We have a few questions, Chef. So Michelle just wants to confirm that you cook the pork twice, you roast it, and then prior to serving, you throw it on the grill. And she's wondering how that it doesn't dry out. And I think the answer, Michelle, is that you're using the appropriate cut of meat. So pork shoulder has a lot of fat and intramuscular fat. So it's almost impossible to dry it out because that fat will always be there. If you're using leaner cuts like chicken, you might not need to roast it for as long as you do need to roast pork shoulder. If you're using chicken, we're talking about a 10-minute, roast in an oven and then back on the griddle, or just straight from the oven into your tortilla if you're making this at home. Chef, there's a question. Is there a chili you recommend substituting for the puya? Can't find them where I live.
If you can't find the puya, you can add ancho. There is no problem with it.
Ancho chili. Okay, I've seen that. I've seen that in supermarkets. So Elena, ancho chili is the answer. Those are definitely much easier to find. And if you can't find something in a local store, there's always online. I hate to recommend online all the time, but that's where you can find everything.
This is the way it looks when it's already cooked.
Wow, wow, wow. Look at it. Let me see that. Wow. That's incredible.
And right now in here,
That's definitely a two-hander.
I'm gonna cut it in half. If you can see it right here,
Yes.
you can see the guacamole, the cheese, the beans, the rice, and everything that is on it.
Sure. Can you just lower it a little bit so we can see it? Oh, wow. Look at that. All the layers are there. The cheese is melted. It looks like you're having a hard time holding it up. It's so heavy.
A little bit.
Beautiful. Beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful. A bargain for $10. Very nice. So there are a couple of places where you can find these ingredients in Lower Manhattan: Battery Place Market, City Acres, Italy, Fulton Stall Market, Gristedes, Hudson Produce, Jubilee. They're all in the chat box for you. I want to just make sure that you know that there are downtown sources for these ingredients. And are there some Mexican markets downtown, Chef Liz, that we should know about, that maybe places only people from your country would know about?
Some of the places right here. Would you like to know about the kind of food.
No, are there any hidden Mexican markets that we should know about that we maybe wouldn't know about ordinarily?
Like where I live right there in the Bronx, there is one that they call it Lupitas.
Uh-huh.
It's pretty big.
And
They have everything.
where is that?
It could be by Forum.
Okay. All right, cool. Thank you.
Yeah,
There's also a question about the spice that makes the rice yellow. That's a question from Karen. She wants to know, how do you spell the spice that makes the rice yellow? And it's achiote, right? A-C-H-I-O-T-E?
Yes, perfectly.
Got it. Got it. Cool. Thank you, Karen, for your question. Ilana wants to know, if you ordered this dish in a restaurant in Mexico, would there be sides? If you ordered these tacos, from my experience, there are no sides usually. You just get a taco, you eat it very quickly. It's really inexpensive.
Yes, and
And
Mexico, there's no sizes. Like everything comes in the same size. Like it could be on units, different units. Like if you order 1 or 2, or the order always is 3, but the size is always the same.
the sides for me in Mexico was always a cold beer.
Yes, with like a cold beer. Like if you like to try it with a Negra Modelo, it's even better.
Oh my God, that sounds incredible. Please send me a couple of those with my order later. You're going to get my order
Sure,
at
no problem.
precisely 5:05. So, Ilana, that's the answer. No sides in Mexico. In Mexico, this is street food. This is something you would. It's a snack. It's super cheap and available everywhere. There are stalls everywhere that, especially al pastor, that have al pastor, and you would recognize them because they have a pineapple on the top of the vertical grill. Michelle wants to know if do you cover the meat when it's cooking, Chef Liz? Do you cover the meat?
Like when it's cooking on the oven, yes, you can cover it with aluminum foil. But when it's on the grill, no, I don't.
Got it. Got it. Very cool. Pamela is saying burrito looks awesome. I agree, Pamela. And what was the cream sauce?
It's sour cream.
Oh, okay, so sour cream or Mexican crema.
Yes, it could be
Got
both
it.
of
So
them.
it's just a rich, really high fat cream-based sauce.
Yes.
Cool. Now I just want to remind you guys that all the proceeds from today's episode go to Casa Taqueria's GoFundMe. The link is in the chat box. It's an employee relief fund. I know we're 7 months into this, and some of you may be experiencing what might feel like normal life, but for the restaurant industry, nothing is normal. We're not even remotely close to normal yet. We're operating at 25% capacity indoors, and most of us don't have an opportunity to do outside dining like Casa Taqueria. So they're really reliant on their to-go, takeout, and the few tables they have inside. That's why you're still hearing about GoFundMes for independent restaurants. The independent restaurant community employs 16 million people in the United States. It's the largest employer in the United States, and it's often overlooked in times like these when there's an epidemic or a tragedy or an accident that disables businesses. There's a independent restaurant coalition out there advocating for a restaurant relief fund, but that is yet to be passed. So right now we're relying on the kindness of you guys, our treasured and beloved customers. So please check out the link in the chat box and donate if you can. It would mean a lot to me, and it would mean a lot to the employees of Casa Taqueria. Michelle has another question about your sauces. She wants to know, what are the 2 green sauces? What were they called again, please? If you could just go over your sauces one more time, Chef.
This is called salsa cruda.
Salsa cruda, which is raw, right? Yeah.
Yes, this is with raw tomatoes, raw tomatillo.
Raw tomatillos, got it.
And the salsa verde is made with cooked tomatillo.
Got it. And
And
cooked
this one's
tomatillos
also
usually on a
tomato
grill,
sauce.
right?
Yes. We usually put
Okay,
it
and
on the
salsa
grill.
roja is grilled tomatoes with
Chile de árbol.
jalapeno and chili de árbol. Got it.
Yes.
There you go, Michelle. Michelle Newman, thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for listening. Thank you for your questions. Please feel free to ask more. if you like. Now, Liz, you also
Yes.
make a plate. So the tacos al pastor is available in a taco format, a burrito, and a plate. Can you describe the
Yes.
plate and tell us how much it sells for?
Sure. It's the same. It has the same as the burrito. The difference, it could be the cheese. The cheese that we use is cotija cheese. And it
So that's
goes
where
like,
the infamous cotija comes in, the
yes,
Parmigiano Reggiano of Mexico.
yes. And the plate costs the same as the burrito. It comes $9.75, $9.45.
Copy that. Great. So, and the plate is some of the meat, the al pastor meat.
Would you like me to raise you one? That way it could be better for you to watch
Sure.
it?
Yeah. Why not? Why not? We've got about 4 minutes left. I'm sure it takes you less than 30 seconds to make one.
Sure. It's some rice right here on one side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
On the other side, we add some beans. Right in the middle, we add the meat.
Beautiful. Wow.
What I usually do is,
it's a lot of meat in there. Looks like a very generous portion of meat.
yes, what I usually do is to place the cheese on top of the beans.
Uh-huh.
Also, we add a spoon or a little bit more of guacamole.
Uh-huh. See that? Yeah.
We add also the Pico De Gallo right here on the other side. And we
Okay.
add some cream right here. Like it could be like, I just put a little bit, but we put some more.
Looks incredible.
And also,
Look at that dish. The dish is filled to the brim.
and also
Beautiful.
as the pasta comes with pineapple, we also add some pineapple at the top.
Amazing. So it's basically the burrito without the flour tortilla.
Yes, it's basically the burrito without the flour tortilla. But also, if it's for delivery, if you don't like pineapple, we can take out the pineapple and just send you the al pastor made. It is not a problem.
Amazing. Amazing. Thank you so much, Chef Liz. Thank you, Casa Taqueria, for being on our show today. We learned so much about Mexican food. There are just a couple of questions I want to get in before we go. What do you think is the marination time for shrimp and chicken, Chef Saldana? What would you say?
For the shrimp and chicken, it could be the same time, but I think for shrimp, it's gonna take a little bit less. If you could have it like for 12 to 15 hours, it could be perfect.
12 to 15 hours for shrimp and chicken? I think probably a couple of hours would suffice, don't you think? 1 or 2 hours would be okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it could be fine.
Glad you agree. And anonymous attendee is asking if you missed the webinars, are they available to watch? Yes, they are available to watch, and Ron will put the appropriate information in the chat box. Don't forget to post your plate. The participants who are cooking along or who plan to cook these dishes and use these recipes, please post your plate on Instagram. Don't forget to tag me. Don't forget to tag Downtown Alliance, Casa Taqueria. The winner will receive a personal cooking class with Chef Saldana virtually, and that's always really fun. We've seen in every episode people cooking these recipes, and it's really fun for us to watch your interpretation of the dishes that we have demonstrated for you. And I'm sure it's delicious. I've heard it's a lot of fun when you get to eat these dishes as well. Thank you, Barbara Caputo, for saying everything looks great. Hopefully you'll be here with our next one. Our next one is December 17th. Our next episode is December 17th with Seymour's, a personal neighborhood favorite. Seymour's is a seafood restaurant that's committed to sustainable seafood. So they're working with local fishermen and fish purveyors to only cook sustainable seafood. So big deal because of the overfishing in the oceans. So Dine Around Downtown does continue December 17th at 4 p.m. Hopefully you'll join us for that. Don't forget to post your plate on Instagram. Be sure to join us next time. Make sure you tag us all. And we look forward to seeing you again. And more information coming soon at downtownnewyork.com/dinearound. This has been Rocco DeSpirito and Chef Liz Saldana from Casa Taqueria. Very nice job, Chef. Thank you so much for being here today. See you guys next time. Thank you for your questions and for your participation. We appreciate all of it. Thank you, guys. See you soon.